G'day, this is Captain Noob, and this is a two-shot explosive light machine gun. Now, I've looked at this particular weapon before in the form of the Furious legendary effect, and I concluded that it was kind of a lackluster weapon. The fact that you fire 308 so fast means they're kind of wasted, and you do enough damage with those 308s to actually make it sort of a viable weapon for the ammo that you shove into it. Now, with this thing with the prime receiver, you actually get a bit better ammo consumption or usage between components. We'll get to the ammo crafting later. I'll show you what I'm talking about then. But anyways, we're doing 29 damage off the bat with this, which I believe is what we got out of the Furious one with max perks. But let's take a look at this thing with max perks. So expert heavy gunner, there's basic heavy gunner, and of course master heavy gunner. Since this thing is explosive, we're going to be enhancing our explosive damage with demo expert and boosting our damage ever so slightly more with a bloody mess, which gives us 58 damage, which, considering that the other one was hitting for like 29, that's not too bad. That's almost double. Chuck in super duper in luck and ammo smith and agility when crafting ammo to make the best use out of your components. And going down to ultrasight ammo, this thing is firing ultrasight 308s, which contain this or require that. Not a whole lot of lead or steel goes into this. Your main limiting factor will be fluorescent fluxes, but fortunately, with the many nukes that are at White Springs, there's plenty of fluorescent flux to be had, so finding fluorescent flux is not really a problem. It's just a factor of getting the glowing mass, the high rad fluids, and the hardened mass to actually make the pure fluxes happen. So yeah, the ammo is actually kind of easy to get, all things considered, especially when White Springs is like nuked like half of the time. The other half is Fissure Site Prime, so there you go. Surprise wanted guy PvP. Oh, for fuck's sake, of course I'm wanted. Get explosive damage on one fucking thing. Oh man, I'm not in the mood for this shit. Alrighty, so here we are outside of West Tech, and like last time we're using Stabilize just to get a bit more armor penetration and accuracy out of our two-shot explosive weapon, and we've still got that wanted level, so yeah, this is going to be a very interesting video. See if someone tries to hunt me down and kill me during this. We might get a little bit more of surprise PvP. So right now, looking at this thing, it seems to be doing a lot more damage than we got out of the Furious one, which is to be expected. But yeah, I mean, once you get it up and running with Adrenaline, it doesn't seem to be doing too bad. Obviously, back when two-shot explosive gave you 100% damage, and then your splash damage would be 100% of your base damage, this thing would be a real force to be reckoned with. I think it'd be one-shotting everything just like other things, but ooh, there's a legendary. Too bad he's level sub 50, otherwise it might actually be worth actually killing and looting. I guess we'll see what he's got on him then. You keep knocking these guys pretty far out when you've got the explosive thing too, because sometimes they die and you just keep shooting anyway because lag and everything, and you ragdoll them pretty hard. Pretty funny. Around the corner now, got no action points, no point in showing this thing off in VAT, so we're going to third person though, even though you can't really see the weapon. I'll show you the muzzle climb in a second because it is quite significant when you compare it to the singular shot version of a light machine gun, but still it's got the same problem of using a lot of bullets and not feeling like you're doing a whole lot of damage with it, despite, you know, like firing big 308 bullets. Interestingly, the recoil doesn't seem to be all too much though, which is odd. I'm not really sure what the recoil was like back on the actual buzzsaw from the Second World War. I guess it was mounted most of the time, so they wouldn't have really felt it, but I feel like we're getting away with a little bit less recoil than what this thing would be presenting, at least unmounted in real life. Maybe power armor is good at controlling recoil. I don't really know. Let's head inside. So apart from Bloodied Explosive enhanced with the Nerd Rage perk, I'd imagine this thing would be the most powerful variant you could get of the light machine gun, which is doing pretty well. It's doing significantly better. I think I almost killed myself there by shooting some super mutant giblet limbs, so that's cool, I guess. But yeah, not doing too bad. I actually kind of don't like doing the bloodied things. You might get a lot of damage out of it, but you're sacrificing a lot of survivability, which isn't great sometimes. We'll just, oh, doesn't matter, we don't need stim pack, we've leveled up. You've got that health back instantly, which is good. And now that we've got adrenaline rushing around here, we can pretty much kill these guys as easily as we want. It's like a couple of shots, and it's pretty much an instant kill on these guys. Sometimes you can just like stop shooting at them and they'll die a little bit after, but other times they don't bother. It's kind of weird. There's a lot of inconsistency. Unfortunately, they aren't worrying about fixing bugs like this these days. They're worrying about pinching weapons off all of the dupers and all that, which of course a lot of my weapons have been of a dupe source, but yeah, some of them I've actually bought on the Market 76 for caps, and now I'd imagine most of the shotguns that I've got that I have bought off that are going to be taken away from me, so I feel kind of transgressed with that. On the flip side though, well, oh my god, I forgot about the thing's condition. Okay, we'll be right back. Alright, back in now, and finishing that thought. With a lot less explosive weapons running around and seemingly the economy fixed, like that means anything, hopefully all of the normies in this game will join up and the player base will get steadily more toxic as it goes along. I don't know what's going to happen after this. What I am knowing is that I'm kind of annoyed that super mutant isn't backing away enough for me to go ahead and shoot him like this. Alright. That kind of worked, but I only had like 2 bullets left in my magazine. Let's just spray around. We got plenty of 308s to get through. So yeah, again, making like, was it like 80 308 rounds per go with this means you get tons of ammo very, very quickly. It's very, very efficient for what flux you can gather, and the fact that you can get fluorescent flux very, very easily. You don't even have to put any effort into it. If you just find someone who's got a nuke happening in White Spring, you just go and pick all the flowers there and you'll be good to go. So if you've got something like a prime hunting rifle, you could go for days with that thing. That thing will just never run out of ammo, which is actually pretty good. But why would you want to be using a hunting rifle with a prime receiver anyway? I don't think that's a proper endgame weapon, to be honest. But regardless, this thing seems to be a decent enough endgame weapon. Like I said before, the only thing that is probably weaker than this, and only slightly, or stronger than this, sorry, and probably only slightly stronger, is the bloodied one. Although you could probably get it really high. There's many, many perks related to the whole suicide thing. 3-star Knuckles, probably just 1-star Knuckles, knowing my luck. So one thing I haven't addressed yet, Bethesda have announced that they are removing a lot of the dupe things, so you know, that's cool. Oh wait, I have mentioned this, didn't I? I'm tired, I'm sorry, it's been a long week for me, and I almost killed myself there because of that stupid doggo. But we've recovered thanks to good old Born Survivor, so we can keep on going. Maybe it'll be a little cleaner if I'm using my furious 308 spitting thing, my buzzsaw, if I'm using that instead of this 2-shot explosive one, because yeah, there's a lot of times in here where I have to friggin' back off from something and then they hit me from too far away. It feels like I get staggered for a second despite wearing, you know, prototype power armor and all that. Maybe it's a prototype, that's why it's too bad. Did it ever even leave prototype stages? I don't really know. I'm not going to talk about lore when this gun's about. This is the main focus, the gun, and yep, it does alright. As you can tell, my commentary's been utter terrible, but at least the gameplay wise, you can see this thing does pretty good. Also, look at this. I got the red headlights. They're pretty cool, aren't they? Okay, ghoul recording attempt number 37. Let's see how we go against these ghouls. Like, the super mutants, these guys are a lot less squishy, or a lot more squishy, sorry, and, was it just the one ghoul? Everyone feels kind of dead at the moment. It might have just been the one ghoul. Well, he had to suppress his Grognak axe, at least. That's something. Okay, ghoul crowd control situation, recording attempt number 235, and, oh, looks like we've got a Josh down there. Oh! Okay, it looks like some of the gang's here at least. Let's try to get them lured through the nice choke point so I can just hose them down whenever they come through here. You'd think they'd be more aware that I've just blown their friend to pieces. No, they're attacking something in the corner. Also, they've got lag on their side, which is good. Man, you'd really think you'd be able to, like, push over a skinny-looking ghoul dude in, like, power armor and stuff, couldn't you? Instead of, like, stopping dead like they're a roadblock or something. like a dragon's teeth or whatever that I had in those Chinese Chinese Battlefield DLCs. They were cool. I like Battlefield. No problem taking out the ghouls with this weapon, as you can tell. The ammo consumption means I can't really hold this position for as long as I'd really like, but we've got plenty of DPS, so if they filter through nice and slowly, we can get away with just sitting there taking them out. But for some reason, the ghoul AI they don't really want to come out today. They just want to sit here and eat people peacefully, I guess. There we go. You got a fat man on you. Yes, I bet you ate a fat man too, you ghoul bastard. And what I miss? Okay, we've got a charred ghoul. We'll just see if we can't lure a few out. Sit around the corner. Look at that accuracy. For a two-shot weapon, that's not actually that bad, especially with stabilized. And even on the move, it seems half manageable, which is pretty good. There we go. That might be it for the ghouls. No, there's the manager. Of course the manager's sitting here doing fuck all, right? Okay, back into caution. When cautions fail like that, I've noticed whenever I'm in, like, wanted, I'm always in a state of caution, but I can fast travel anyway, so that's probably just a bug. That'd be big if it was level 45. Do they scale like that? Level 35. Wow, that was a really bad drop. Well, you can't win them all, can ya? We're gonna all have to be farming for good weapons, and that's why I've had servers where people camp outside here with their camps, which I would have thought would be too fucking close to a location, but they do it anyway just to farm ghouls that spawn in, just generally being parasites. That's the kind of shit that you bring in when you start banning all the duped weapons, so whatever. Okay, let's stealth commando Swan with an LMG instead. Fire in short bursts and you'll be right. We didn't finish him off in a magazine. That's rather disappointing. I guess I did miss a lot of shots. Also, muzzle climb with this. I'm not going to touch the mouse, I'm just going to hold the button. Yep. I've been compensating for that sort of by moving the mouse down as we go along, but that's what it's like when you leave it, oh, it's a Gatling plasma. Hopefully I can get the, that beam splitter thing. I want to see what that's all about. But yeah, Untamed, this recoil is kind of crazy, so microburst a shit out of this like you're using the ASFL back in Battlefield 3. Okay, let's turn our red tactical light on, which is actually referred to as a Mothman light. Let me see if I can't bring it up here. So if I find my lovely, beautiful helmet... Okay, we're gonna get hit by the froggy dude. I'll find it later, fuck it. And we've got rattle hands, which is actually one of the worst things we can have. So we'll just take some antibiotics, because I think that actually cuts down on your damage, though. That's no good. So we'll just continue. We'll just forget that we just got our ass handed to us by the froggy man, but whatever. I'll show you. It's actually referred to as a Mothman thing. It's so bizarre. Maybe use the same visual effects. So Mummy's out. We've obviously woken her up with a big, loud and proud weapon. I haven't been counting in my head, but I feel like after this one's dead, it might be 6. Yeah, against a tanky Mirelurk King, this thing, it's not really that great, is it? Oh well. So we're at plus 50% damage. I hear another thing. It is a disease-going Mirelurk. Well, that's convenient. Now we're at 60%, and having a quick look at that whilst we get sucker punched by the Queen herself. 93 damage. Almost got killed there. Probably am going to get killed in a second. I'll just spam a couple of stim packs. She'll be right. Now I'm stuck in a corner. So, if you want to see dodgy gameplay, you know who to subscribe to. Would you fuck off? I can't even backpedal away from her when she's charging like that. Alright, what are you going to do now? I've outsmarted your pathing, Queenie. That's right, you're going to explode into many bloody giblets. Ooh, a shish kebab. There we go. Don't think you can learn a mod of that. Be cool if you could, but yep. Against the Krabbies, some average gameplay, but still pulled through. So maybe it says more about the weapon than my skill as a Fallout 76 player, but who even cares? See, check this out. Headlamp Red Mothman. What the hell's that all about? Alrighty, now for the main event. So, against the Scorch Beast, we've drawn a level 81, which is pleasant. So, we'll go ahead and take out some of these guys at range. See that, look at that micro burst thing. It's like I'm playing Battlefield 3, and Man, we've wasted so many 308s on that guy, so this thing is absolutely NFG at range, I'll tell you that much. So hopefully we can manipulate the behavior here to get this Batman to land, but even if we don't, we're still doing a pretty good amount of damage despite hitting only a couple of bullets at a time. There we go, we finally killed that one. And hip firing this thing, as you saw there, was pretty lackluster too. Don't expect to be hip firing this thing and doing a lot of killing with it, so yeah. Although the spread on it doesn't seem too bad either. So in comes the crop duster attack. They're flying in a nice straight line. We can easily trace what they're doing there. We've got a hit scan weapon anyway, so it's not like leading is much of a problem anyway. It's more of a problem when they're just screaming at you like that. Also, I like how they're like, hey, we're changing Scorch Beast, we're doing this, this, and this, also we're pinching all of your weapons. I'm a little bit tilted about that, actually. And, yep, so the purpose of this video is just to have one last blaze of glory, because come morning when the patch hits, when I wake up, I won't even probably have this weapon anymore. I don't even know. I bought this for 800 caps on Market 76, so, yeah. Well, not 800, 8,000 caps, so even more. So, you know, that's cool. Also, I'm nearly out of fusion cores. I've got to step out of this power armor for a bit. But, yep, I think you get the point. That was a 2-shot explosive light machine gun there. Not doing crazy amounts of damage. Ooh, it's a prime auto assault rifle. I think Winter's already got that, so I might as well devour those plans as this character. But anyways, if you'd like to see this thing in your game, go to Market 76. They're going to be in short supply by the time this is uploaded, so hey, you'll probably be playing through the nose to actually get one of these things now. But honestly, it's not worth it. I much prefer a 2-shot explosive, either Gatling gun, maybe the 50 cal, because you get 180 bullets per run with those, no matter what, no matter if you choose ultrasight or regular ammo. So yeah, not really liking this thing. Feel like it could use a buff, maybe some upgrades here and there just to make it a little bit more viable. But for what it's worth, this thing did do well despite my apparently shit gameplay. But yeah, even though I played it like an idiot, I still managed to kill things and not kill myself once. So it's been a mildly successful video, and I think I might put Fallout 76 videos on the shelf for a bit because I'm feeling a little bit transgressed. First they nerfed the shit out of a cool weapon combo that was overpowered, but yeah, okay, doing that was kind of justified, but then they fuck over shit like Demolitions Expert. Now they're just going to take weapons from us. They're just going to reach into each and every one of our inventories and take what they want, which sets a precedent. So yeah, if you want them to continue pilfering your weapons, although they probably won't do it again like for regular weapons, but I don't know. I feel like this is going to backfire. It's Bethesda we're talking about here. Some players going to have their whole characters wiped. There's going to be non-duped items that have been taken out. It's going to happen, I know it. But, yep. This might be my last Fallout 76 video for a while. I'll go back to playing actual Fallout games like Fallout New Vegas. I got Christine's sniper rifle. That thing's pretty good, right? Maybe I should do that instead, even though Fallout 76 is doing kind of strong right now. I don't really know. I'm kind of burnt out on this thing. I'm kind of fucking annoyed at the moment. We'll see how I feel in the morning, I guess. Thank you for watching, guys.